Support for this podcast comes from St. Alphonsus Sports Medicine, offering services for sports injury and recovery, with physicians and athletic trainers who provide treatment for fractures, dislocations, sprains, strains, and other sports-related issues. More information on services at stalphonsus.org. Love Boise State Public Radio podcasts? They are free to enjoy, but not free to produce. If you can give, your support helps keep shows like Idaho Matters and Scandalize available to everyone. Donate now at boisestatepublicradio.org.
On a Wednesday, it's the Connector Idaho Daily News from Boise State Public Radio. I'm Troy Oppie. It's a busy morning. The State Board of Education yesterday named the sole finalist to become the next president at Boise State. Governor Brad Little says the state is ready, but it needs the public's help to endure the upcoming fire season and mutual aid for families and for counties. Those stories and more over our next 8 minutes or so, but first, a federal judge has blocked Idaho's anti-trans bathroom bill from taking effect as scheduled July 1st. Julie Luquetta has more for us.
The law criminalizes people who use public restrooms that do not align with their birth sex, even in private businesses. In April, 6 transgender plaintiffs sued the state, saying it was discriminatory and asked for an injunction. A first offense would lead to a misdemeanor, a second one, a felony.
Every trans Idahoan would have to think about what bathrooms they can use every time they leave their house. This is one of the most sweeping punitive bans in the country.
That's Emily Croston from the ACLU of Idaho, representing the plaintiffs, who argue the law is unconstitutional and vague.
Because it doesn't provide folks with notice of what conduct is prescribed or illegal under the law, and it also doesn't provide law enforcement with standards that they can use to enforce the law.
In an email, Attorney General Raul Labrador said this latest injunction, quote, confuses the issues and misrepresents the position of the state. Biological sex is not vague, and neither is this law, end quote. He added his office would appeal the decision. Julie Luquetta, Boise State Public Radio News.
The injunction pauses implementation of parts of the law while the lawsuit works its way through the courts. The finalist to become Boise State's new president is embarking on a campus-wide blitz this week as he makes his pitch to take over the school's top job. Here's James Dawson with more.
David Hahn currently serves as the dean of the University of Arizona's College of Engineering with a long career in academia. The Idaho State Board of Education announced his nomination Tuesday morning. Hahn has a history of expanding female enrollment in engineering programs when he was at the University of Florida. When asked how he would work with a legislature that outlawed such diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, Hahn says he will follow Idaho law, but he says he'll work within those boundaries to champion student success.
If one builds a culture, if builds a sense of team, builds a success that we are going places, then everyone wants to be on that team.
If he's appointed, Hahn has a tough road ahead of him after state lawmakers slashed funding for higher education this session, with Boise State merging 2 colleges and closing another one entirely. Trustees will vote on his nomination in 2 weeks. James Dawson, Boise State Public Radio News.
Many Treasure Valley residents yesterday received a phone alert for a missing 76-year-old woman from Nampa. She was last seen on Federal Way in Boise, where she told someone she was almost out of gas. Nampa police posted just before 6 p.m. yesterday the woman was found safe. No other details were provided. Governor Brad Little says Idaho is in a strong position as the state faces a potentially significant wildfire season. Yesterday on the Capitol steps, Little says Idaho had invested in prevention efforts in recent years, like prescribed burns and actively logging forests. The State Department of Lands has hired more than 260 firefighters to extinguish blazes as they pop up. Still, the governor says residents need to take personal responsibility to avoid starting potentially devastating fires.
Be careful with wildfires. Follow local restrictions. Properly maintain trailers and equipment. Avoid activities that can create sparks during high-risk conditions.
Humans cause almost 85% of all wildfires in the United States. State lawmakers have set aside $38 million this year for fire suppression. Little says they'll run out if the intensity or length of the season are above average. Ada County commissioners approved a ban on fireworks in unincorporated areas of the county yesterday. That's a step the board has taken each year for decades to try to limit wildfire risk each summer. The vote, though, was not unanimous. As he has each year since being elected, Commissioner Ryan Davidson voted against the fireworks ban. There was no discussion regarding the vote. Davidson has said in previous years he's not in favor of bans despite the risk. The ban applies to areas of Ada County outside city or fire district limits. The Ada County Sheriff's Office will back off copyright claims on inmate booking photos, commonly called mugshots. The Idaho Statesman reports the Sheriff's Office had forced social media platform Meta to pull down a private page called Boise Busted, which posts photos of people booked into the Ada County Jail. The company behind that page had responded to the county's copyright claims with a tort filing in March, alleging Ada County was illegally costing them advertising revenue, which would have been earned through the page. A Sheriff's Office spokesperson told the Statesman Sheriff Matt Clifford determined further litigation was not a good use of resources, quote, at this time, though the county felt its copyright claims were justified. It's not clear where the operators of the page, Explore and Develop LLC, are based. The company is not registered in Idaho, and attorneys listed for the group did not respond to requests for comment from the Statesman. Local musicians and residents came together to raise money for the Idaho Families Assistance Fund. Chantel Ramirez-Sanchez has more.
Daniel Bagley helped organize the mutual aid benefit concert. He's also a member of Ultra Small Ocean, one of the bands that performed.
We've really been wanting to do a benefit for the Idaho Familias Assistance Fund, really a benefit to try to help the immigrants in our community who are such a cornerstone of our community.
Bagley says the concert helped people express their frustration over the Trump administration's immigration policies and have a good time.
Get kind of the benefit of releasing, they're giving their money, but they're also get to hang out and enjoy themselves. So there's kind of a little bit of a celebratory air as well.
Andrea Blake came to support her friends performing at the concert.
I think it's a lot of like-minded people that are coming together for a great cause, some great music, a lot of good friends. It's a great venue, great owners.
Bagley hopes the community will continue to support organizations like the Idaho Families Assistance Fund to provide legal support and basic necessities to immigrant community members. Chantel Ramirez-Sanchez, Boise State Public Radio News.
Blaine County Commissioners on Tuesday unanimously approved a request from Sheriff Morgan Ballas to join 16 other eastern Idaho counties in a mutual aid agreement known as the Tri-County Association. Membership allows a county experiencing an unexpected event to request emergency law enforcement help from other counties. There's no shared expenses, and the formal contract outlines jurisdictional responsibilities and other logistics. KMVT Television reports Sheriff Ballas pitched the association as a good resource during fire season and for training opportunities and internal investigations. Wood River Valley residents should get your garden gloves ready. The Wood River Land Trust is hosting a native garden planting day in Bellevue at Memorial Park from 10 a.m. to 1 tomorrow. The free community volunteer event focuses on local pollinators, water conservation, and trout-friendly yards with advice from native landscape experts. Garden tools and refreshments will be provided. There's more information at woodriverlandtrust.org. Thanks to everyone who joined us in Ketchum on Tuesday for our special America 250 events with NPR's Jimena Bustillo. If you want to know more about future events and what's going on at the station, be sure to subscribe to our weekly newsletter. You can do that at boisestatepublicradio.org. Our general manager is Tom Michael. Our news director is Sasha Woodruff. Our digital strategy manager is Lacey Daly, and I'm Troy Appy. You'll hear a new voice on the connector tomorrow. Lauren Patterson will be with you, and I'll be back on Monday. Make it a great day.
Each story you hear on Planet Money starts with a question. What happens if we refund tariffs? Why are groceries so expensive? At NPR, we stand for your right to be curious because the forces shaping our world can be hard to see. Follow NPR's Planet Money wherever you get your podcasts and start seeing how the economy really works.